Welcome back to another episode of the Life We're Given podcast. And now I have my brother in law on, Alex Page. We're excited to have you, Alex. How are you?
I'm good. Excited as well. Let's get into it.
Good. Yes, we'll talk about your life, really just from start to finish and fatherhood and all the in between. So I think it'll be really good. So, Alex is, if you heard a previous episode, Courtney Lewis Page, that is my sister, and this is her husband. So they have Sterling together. So we talked on that episode a lot about Courtney being a mom and motherhood and having y'all's first child together. So I think it'll be cool to
That's
get your
right.
perspective too on that.
Oh yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm the son-in-law of your dad
Yeah.
who said I was the sports fanatic.
Yes, yes, that is another thing that was said, yeah. And I
Yes.
don't know, my mom probably made references to you too. I can't think of what she said, but
I
yeah,
think she did. I
yeah.
think so.
I bet there's some references in there. Yes, he's the sports fanatic. So, of course, we'll be talking about football and all he's done with that, what led him up to become a football coach as well, and what he dreams of too. He's got big dreams for that too. All right, so we'll start first off with just talking about your early life. I think that's always a good place to start, just so people have a foundation of who you are. So, if you can tell us, Alex, just describing you as a child, like describing you growing up, how were you in that world?
Growing up, I was the youngest of three boys. I grew up with my mom and dad and my two older brothers in Prattville, Alabama. And it was a great childhood growing up. I was very competitive as a kid. Being around my older brothers, it was always a challenge to go against them and whatever we were doing, whether it be video games, sports, card games, whatever it was. So it was always a very competitive environment growing up, as well as with my friends. But outside of that, I was the nice person. I was kind to others. Probably the biggest mama's boy out of the three boys in the family. And I was also really shy growing up. And that's been something I've had to overcome as an adult and in the professional world and also in school and stuff growing up. But kind of just a nice, kind person. But once I got into like a sports environment, that's kind of where I was uh, just really intense and competitive, which probably goes, it's probably in my DNA in a lot of ways, just the Page family and
Yeah.
my mom's side of the family. It was, yeah, a lot of sports role models growing up. So that definitely played a big role in my life, big influence.
Yeah. So you being the youngest of three boys, how was it like growing up? Because did they play football as well? I'm guessing they did. I mean, it was a football family. Am I right?
Yeah, it was a football family, but we played, we mostly played basketball and baseball growing up. And then if we wanted to play football, that was always supported, but never forced. My dad was a football coach in Prattville. He played college football. My uncle played college football, and that was a that was definitely on the TVs and going to the games and things like that. That was always an event that we were doing as a family, was attending
Yeah.
sporting events and football games, and so I was around it pretty much my whole life.
Yeah. And I know we'll get into more about football, but as far as basketball, because I didn't know you, that was kind of your family thing too, was basketball. Did you enjoy basketball growing up as well?
Yes, basketball was, it was great to be involved in because it was very easy to play pickup in the neighborhood and that was honestly with my dad, that was our probably our biggest way that we kind of bonded and spent time together. Just it was so easy after school to just go out in the
Yeah.
driveway and just play different games and with basketball and all or one on one. But he taught me a lot out there. We spent a lot of quality time together. And with my brothers, however, it would get kind of rough, and
Yeah, of
I would probably
course.
get upset because they were beating up on me, and I'd run and tell mom that they weren't playing fair, and
Yep.
so it was a little different story with them at times. And
Yeah.
but it was a way that me and my dad bonded, and I could see me being a dad now. I could see that being a way that
Mm.
me and Sterling have some fun together. Maybe not over basketball, but something similar to like to that degree.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, that's a great comparison. As far as like your values in your in the home growing up with your brothers, your mom and your dad, you're all in this home together. Talk about kind of the values and the things that were instilled in you and your brothers.
Just mom and dad were real big on treating others respectfully and treat people how you want to be treated. And they did a great job of keeping us grounded and disciplined. We had chores, we had things that we had to do, and they built in incentives for doing those things, doing the right things. And so you got rewarded for it. It wasn't just a task with no end in mind. You actually had something to get out of it. So doing things right, working hard, being honest, telling the truth, being respectful. They were big on academics, and they were big on just eating and spending time together as a family.
Yeah.
Like you could go to your friend's house and you could hang out with friends, but at some point, mom would call and say, "Hey, we're eating dinner at the house,"
Yeah.
and you'd have to beg to get out of it. So it was a important thing in our family to all sit down together at the dinner table, and I'm glad for it because it was a great way to talk and share as a family. And even if some people didn't want to be there, it was still good to, looking back, it was still a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that was gonna be my next question is, I think it's so cool now that we are the adults, you look back on your own childhood and you see like, "Oh, now I understand more about why this happened," or, "I'm so glad we made those
Hmm.
memories together." Other than sitting around at the dinner table, what are some other memories you look back on that you're like, "I'm so glad we did that as a family, like, I understand it now."
Yeah, probably just as a family outside of like just being at the house. One of the big things we tried to do every year was like take a beach trip. That was always our vacation during the
Mhm.
summer. Both
Yeah.
mom and dad were school teachers, so they had the summers off, and that was a great way for us to take that trip and be together and just do different things down at wherever in Florida or Gulf Shores or wherever we decided to go. But I definitely remember those trips, and sometimes it would be extended family as well, like my mom's sisters and her family, my
Yeah.
grandparents. Sometimes it'd be the whole crew, and then sometimes it'd just be us, our immediate family. But I definitely look back on that, and you just makes you all warm inside thinking about those memories. And yeah, they did the best they could to give us some experiences and see some different things. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think taking trips was one a huge part of our like being with you guys. I've actually experienced more places. Like
Oh,
y'all've
yeah.
gotten
Yeah.
me out of yeah, y'all've gotten me on some trips to places I never thought about going. So that's been good to be in y'all's family as well to kind of get out even more.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one thing I remember. And other than that, just being in church and going to eat at my grandmother's house just about every Sunday. Like looking back, I don't know how they did it. Like we would
Mhm.
go to my nanny. That's what we called her, nanny. My nanny's house. We'd go to her house like every Sunday, and it'd be me, my brothers, the cousins, and it was
Wow.
just hanging out, eating, having fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I always love looking back on those memories. Like, I say the same thing to my parents. I think I said it on the past episode with my dad of, "I don't know how y'all did it." Like, I really don't understand how y'all made everything happen. For you, same thing. It was 3 girls for us, of course, 3 boys for y'all. Like, how did they make everything happen all together? Yeah, and have their own lives as
Yeah,
well to live. It is truly
no doubt.
shocking, yeah, to look back on and think of that. When you think
Yeah, they
about
made a lot
that,
of sacrifices.
yeah, a lot of sacrifices, that's a good word for it. So when you look
Mhm.
back on that, now looking at having your own child, having Sterling in your life, like, do you see or think you want to make those same types of sacrifices? Like, did they instill something in you to want something similar for your kids?
Yeah, and I think you and your sisters have a similar experience in the fact that no matter what we did, whether it be a sports game or a school event, whatever, they
Yeah.
were always there. One of them
Mhm.
was always there. And obviously showing up as a father, providing financially, emotionally, those things always is, what you want to do, but showing up to the events and the things that
Yep.
your children are interested in, like that's got to be up there and things you want to accomplish as a parent. Because
Yeah.
even when I played college football, my parents, both of them, they did not miss a single game
Wow.
from 2009 to 2013. They made every game I played in, even in Hawaii, California, Texas,
Wow.
Georgia. Yeah, it didn't matter. They were going to be there.
Yeah, how does that make you feel to know that they were there even all the way through college?
It's just it's just like a comfort zone, really. Like in the back of my mind, no matter, I don't want to let them down, and that's kind of motivating you. You're excited that they're there. You always see them
Mhm.
before you run out and take the field. But also, no matter if we win or lose, you have somebody there that loves you no matter what,
Yep.
and that's a good feeling. And to really, just gives you a little peace no matter what happened in the game. Those two
Yeah.
are gonna be there and support you.
That's awesome. I love hearing that. Yeah, we do have like similar childhoods in that way. I think as well as far as just like having parents that were so ingrained in our lives and still are today, like just very caring parents and wanting nothing but the best for us. And it's so awesome
Yep.
to have that because not everybody has that. Like
I
it's
know.
not something everybody gets. And I always say,
That's right.
yeah, like when my mom and I talk sometimes like too many times a day, but people are like, "I cannot believe your mom calls you that much." I'm like, "Yeah, I answer every time because there will be a day where my mom doesn't call me and I wish she does, you know?"
I know. I
And
know. That is
the
a
older
reality.
we get, thinking about that because it is a reality. It's something that will happen. And so it really just helps you to things take less things for granted in life and really look at what life is really about.
And to add on to that, like I coach football, so I've seen parents who have never came to a game for some of my
Mm,
athletes, and
wow.
then out of nowhere they'll show up, and a lot of times the athletes like that they play worse. They
Wow.
play worse when their parent actually shows up because they feel
Yeah.
like this unneeded pressure to do
Mhm.
so good, or they're in such an emotional area in their mind that they can't perform like they would if they just weren't thinking about that. So I don't want that. Like,
Yeah. How do you support those kids from your standpoint as a coach?
it's tough and every situation is different, but you
Mhm.
just got to remind them of what you've coached them to do and what they are as a player. Like, no need to add pressure. Like, just do what you've been doing. Like, don't
Mhm.
worry about who's in the stands or who's watching. Just continue to do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I mean, that's gotta be hard to see that. Mhm.
Yeah, it doesn't always, get through to them because they're high
Yeah.
schoolers and they're not mature enough to, push through it all the time.
Yeah, 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 understandable too. Wow, that's so crazy that you see that through some of your players as well, as a coach. I do want to get into adulthood and talking about, did you dream of having a family? Did you dream of getting married one day? Like, what were your dreams leading up to finding my sister, but finding somebody in your life? Like, what did you dream of?
Uh, Honestly, like I was so locked into like sports and school when I was in college that I never really thought about it. Like
Mm,
I didn't put too much thought into it. I knew I wanted to be a husband and a father someday, but
yeah.
I didn't really know what type of woman I was looking for. And then I went all through college just pretty much single until my senior year, and that's when I met Courtney,
Yeah.
and honestly just fell so in love with her that I started to visualize what life would be like 5 years, 10 years down the road. And also, she helped me kind of paint a picture just with what she wanted. And it got me
Mhm.
thinking about how I was going to be a part of that and add on to that and make that even better. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I didn't put a ton of thought into it. I didn't have like a expectation that
Mhm.
this is how it has to be. I just kind of was going with the flow and then met her and then started to kind of put a professional career together. And then we started to talk about and act upon building our family. So,
Yeah.
and
What
now here we
after
are.
yeah, after meeting Courtney, what kind of were y'all's things, like, important things that y'all wanted, out of your relationship?
Uh, Early on, it was, more of the puppy love at stage. And then we started going to church together more and we started to get closer to God together more. And then she was kind of pushing me to ask her to marry her because I'm a little slow on stuff like that. And she kind of helped propel me into who we are today, who I am today, as far as the husband and the father. Like, she's helped me, and I think I had a great foundation with my parents and my upbringing. That once she kind of unlocked me thinking about that, it's kind of allowed me to work to be the best version of those things that I can be. But I give a lot of credit to her on that. She's
Yeah,
uh, she's a she got me back into church. I kind of went on my own little journey for a little minute,
yeah,
and she kind of got me back in alignment with the right thing. So that just kind of snowballed into.
yeah. I mean, I feel like you always meet people and you meet certain people for a reason, and they really, even outside of y'all's relationship, they really are in your life for a reason. And like you said, they unlock different parts of yourself that you may have lost at times or things you never even thought
Hmm.
about, but you are like yearn for it and want it. And it's very cool because it's a very real answer, I think, for a lot of relationships around just finding different pieces of yourself in each other and helping each other. And it sounds like you guys balance each other out in that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Around fatherhood, becoming a father. So, um, you guys have been trying for a minute. Of course, I know your
Yeah,
story. You guys have been trying for a
yeah,
minute, and around that time, what was going in your mind? I know you both wanted kids in that time. Am I right?
we did. It was kind of a scary time to hear from people that, hey, this may not happen.
Yeah.
But honestly, like once I heard those things more than ever before, like I started to implement the people speaking over you and not allowing that to, become your reality. Like somebody speaking death over you or
Mm,
somebody speaking something ill over you. Like more than ever, that just pushed me to be more faithful and believe that we're going to make this happen and we're not going to give up until it does. So
yeah.
that's really what that kind of build up to us getting pregnant with Sterling. That was my thing. Just more than ever, like my faith was increased
Mm-hmm.
just because of you know I always heard that words are powerful and
Yeah.
be careful how you speak them and which ones you choose and how you speak to other people and it just more than ever just increased my faith to, hey, we're believing for this, we're praying for this. Like we were praying to like your dad was talking about with I guess Ashley, like they were praying that the baby was healthy and
Mm-hmm.
had all his limbs. Like we were
Yep.
doing that. Like we were praying down to the organs, the heart, the lungs,
Yeah.
the eyes, all
Yeah.
that. And it just, you know, you, it's faith, so you don't know. You can't say for sure, but the way you're believing it is, like
Mm-hmm.
God's going to provide, and He did. So
Yeah. Which is very
super
cool and
thankful and grateful.
thankful. Yes, we love little Sterling. He's so
Yes,
silly.
yes,
So
He's
silly.
growing, and man,
Yeah.
He's smart and
Yes, very smart.
coordinated, and
Yeah.
He's it's crazy. Like I can't help but just visualize him playing sports and things because of how
Yeah.
coordinated and how much he loves ball, and
Yes,
just,
he already
I'm
does love
excited
ball.
about it. Yeah.
And talking about faith and what you spoke on, it sounds really cool because what it sounds like kind of is like a full circle moment for you. Like you said, you weren't or probably going to church enough. You met Courtney. She got you back in this relationship that you have with God on your own outside of Courtney. And then you
Mhm.
have this big thing in your life that you're both praying for. You're both wanting your first child. And it's so cool how God works and just how he sets things up. And he's like,
Mhm.
I'm preparing you for things. I'm preparing you to learn how to have faith, how to learn how to pray down to the details, like you said, of making sure he
Yeah.
had healthy organs, all of his fingers, all of his toes, his mind, all of those things. And I think it's just really cool to hear how that was really set up for you in a way, and how God used Courtney in order to help you also. Yeah. Would you say the same?
Yeah. Yeah. I agree totally with that, and she would probably tell you that I helped her in certain ways as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, it was a test of patience and endurance and faithfulness. So we all at times were weak and needed support in one of
Mhm.
the areas. So it brought us
Yeah.
closer and it grew us closer together towards God. So
Yeah.
all things work for His glory.
It's
And that's
true.
a story for that.
It's true. It really does. And well, now that you have Sterling here, tell me a little bit about what you're wanting for the future with him. Like, what do you see for Sterling? How do you want him to be? I guess when he becomes an adult.
Ooh, that's a you want everything for Him.
All
You want the
right.
world for Him. I want him to be just passionate about things and uh,
Yeah.
work hard at things, and he's gotta find his way, and he's got to go on his journey like we all had to do. So knowing that he's got to do that, I want to make sure I give him a great foundation of
Mhm.
just qualities and values that if something happens, that adversity, or if he goes off the path,
Yeah.
he can get his way back, because we've all done it. We've all been off the path, and kind of how you were raised determines sometimes if you get back on the path or not, the
It's
right
true.
path. I know for myself, my foundation that my parents gave me allowed me to come back to a lot of the things I needed to be doing that were right and good. And some things you gotta leave alone and move on from.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want him to grow up in church and grow up knowing the Bible, and I want him to experience the love that family can offer, and surround himself with great friends. And I want him to go through challenges as
Mhm.
a young kid and teenager, because those are the things that strengthen you and fortify you and get you ready for the biggest challenges in life that come later
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't get easier.
No. Doesn't at all.
Just cause you figure some things out at one point in your life doesn't mean it gets easier another
Yeah.
another time later on.
Yeah, it's true.
It's always something.
Always. It never
But
ends.
yeah,
Yeah.
just solid foundation of good core beliefs that are wholesome, and things that are whatever life he wants to build, he have a solid foundation to build it on.
Yeah. I think this is a big question, but a really good one. I wanna ask, how do you want Sterling to remember you? Like, we talked about your parents and, the
Yeah.
legacy that they're leaving for you. How do you want
Mhm.
Sterling to remember you?
Uh, it's kind of like others to remember me in a way.
Mhm.
Like I want them to know that I made them better
Mhm.
and impacted them in a positive way, and that I'm preparing them for something down the road. But I want him to, enjoy spending time with me, uh, see me as somebody he can always ask questions, uh, somebody who's going to keep it real with him
Yeah.
and tell him what he needs to hear as opposed to maybe what he wants to hear. And that sounds really easy, but I know that's going to be a challenge because nobody wants to. I mean, telling them what they need to hear is tough sometimes. So I can foresee that being a challenge and difficult, but being willing to, have those conversations, and just let him in on my mistakes, my life, my journey. Encourage him to ask questions, because a lot of times we don't know some of the
Mhm.
things about our parents until
Mhm.
years later.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there like, why didn't you tell me about that?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you never asked nothing. So
Yeah.
that's something that I've learned with my dad at once I got a little older, was like, I need to quit waiting around and waiting on him to tell me stuff and just ask him,
Yeah.
because I'm old enough to do that. So I need to ask him things. So I want to kind of get that started a little earlier for him, like be kind of proactive towards that, like getting to know me, like whatever it is you want to know, I'm here to tell you about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a good one. Yeah. It's not something that you I mean, it's kind of like an open door policy where it's, I'm always here if you want to ask a question, whatever it's
Mhm.
about, my life, family. I think one thing I know for me and my sisters is we always were so inquisitive about, like, the family tree. Like,
Yeah,
okay, who is this person and how are they
yeah.
connected to the family? Would you say y'all were the same way?
I was a little bit because I
Yeah.
enjoy history,
Yeah, yeah.
but honestly, I learned uh, quite a few things about my dad's side of the family from working with my uncle.
Oh,
Uncle,
yeah.
yeah, Uncle Kurt.
Mhm.
So we worked together for 2 years, and our relationship. He's the youngest of six boys.
Wow.
My dad and all his brothers. Uncle Kurt's the youngest, and I'm the youngest, so we kind of
Mhm.
connect on that level. But with him, it was super easy to ask all the questions, and he would tell me things about dad that maybe dad wouldn't share.
Yeah.
So it was awesome to hear some of the stories about the brothers and the family members, and yeah, that's something I want to continue to research to be able to pass on to
Yeah.
Sterling, and same for you guys inside the family. I want to be able to show him because I know Courtney gonna just he ain't gonna look it up.
Yeah, it'll
Yeah,
be very interesting just to hear, like, how Sterling is too about I wonder if he'll be more like you from that historical buff of wanting to know more and trying to figure
yeah.
everything out. Yeah,
We'll
that'd be really
see.
cool. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's so cool. I didn't know, I mean, I knew you worked with Uncle Kurt, but I never thought about how that kind of connected you guys and making your relationship even stronger, I bet, right?
It did because before we worked together, our encounters were always no more than a few days in a
Mm,
row. So like probably the longest I ever hung out with him in a row was when I was young and went up and stayed with him. And he was a high school football coach as well, like my
yeah.
dad. I went up and stayed with him and did his little football camp in the summer. So I got to, be around him as a kid and hang out. And he was really cool as an uncle. He always was, up to date with the lingo with his
Yeah.
players, and so he was just like he was everything to us. But
Mhm.
working with him, it just went on a deeper level. Like it was one of the best times I've had in the coaching world that I've been a
Yeah.
part of. So
That is
yeah, it was
pretty
great.
awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would love that. That sounds really cool, something to do with, an uncle, to kind of work with them and get to know them on a deeper level and to
Yeah.
learn more about your family on a deeper level too.
Yeah. I mean, I doubt it happens very often.
I know. I mean, that's something you can definitely keep with you for forever
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. That's pretty awesome. I do want to now move on and talk about your passion for football. I know we've mentioned it a lot, but I want to give listeners kind of just a view of how you first got into football, and what work ethic that instilled in you.
Oh man. So like I said, I was baseball and basketball,
Mhm.
and for whatever reason, like I'm just not like gung ho. I'm not a gung ho guy. Like even if I have a desire or something I want to go after, like I need like somebody to tell me to do it. I
Okay,
don't know
yeah.
why. And so I was watching one of my best friends who lived next door to me. He was at football practice and I was watching it. And I couldn't tell you who this guy was today, but he came up to me and he was like, "Why ain't you out there?" I was like, "What are you talking about? I play baseball." That was my answer. And he was like, "You can still play baseball, but you need to be playing football." And I was like, "I don't know. I think I'm baseball only, basketball." So it just kind of was a seed that was planted. I think I was 7 years old when I had that encounter. So the
Wow.
next year came around and I got convinced to actually play. And I was 8 years old. So that's how I got into it. even though my dad was a football coach, my brothers played, my uncle
Yeah.
played, uh, everything around me was like the sport was always in front of me. Like I never wanted to play until that person who was not family, just some random dude at the park,
Wow.
he encouraged me to play. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna think about it. And then the next year I did it. So that was third grade year, 9 years old or 8 years old, whatever, however old I was.
Wow. So
But yep,
8 years old, you started it then. How did you feel after completing your first season?
it was at first I was a little nervous, but
Mhm.
it's thing about football is like once you make that one good hit, like you just get a boost of confidence. So
Mm.
it was one of those practices. I think we were doing a tackling drill, and I made a good hit. So after that, I was kind of locked into it. I was ready for it, and then it just kind of snowballed into a passion that every year I played after that. And I just learned so much, especially from my beginnings with my park ball coaches, my YMCA coaches. I got to shout them out,
Yeah.
Mr. Johnny Brownell, who's both of these guys have sons that played. He's Zach Brownell's dad, and
Yeah.
Chip Powell, Hunter Powell's dad. But Coach Johnny and Coach Chip, they were some of the best men, and they just enjoyed it, and they poured everything they had into those teams all those
Yeah.
years that we played for them. So that was like 4 years in a row I played for them,
Wow, yeah, that's a long time.
and they just made it fun. It was organized, disciplined. I learned a lot of I learned a lot about being disciplined and working hard and working
Mhm.
together.
Yeah.
Um, if you don't do it right, then you got to do punishment. Like they were tough on us, but they taught us the right way to do things, and they were great coaches to begin the sport. And that's my wish for Sterling in any sport that he plays is that he has good quality men coaching him because
Mhm.
that those beginning years can, you know,
Mhm.
encourage athletes to keep going or it can deter them away. So
Yeah. I
very,
was
very
gonna
important.
ask, did you ever quit? Did you ever wanna quit football?
Nope, never wanted to quit.
Yeah.
My mind, like it didn't matter how terrible of the punishment because when you get older, like when you get into school football,
Yeah.
you're gonna have some knuckleheads that get you in trouble, like get the
Mhm.
whole team in trouble.
Yep.
So it didn't matter what the punishment was. Like I was gonna fight through it and do whatever it took to get it over with. But quitting was it really wasn't an option in our house.
Mhm.
But I knew I was meant to play it, so
Yeah.
that wasn't even a thought in my mind.
When did that passion start? Like, what how old would you say you were when, like, the passion for football grew and you knew it was something you wanted to do long term?
Uh, Probably my ninth grade year going into my 10th grade year.
Mhm.
Like the ninth grade season was over and you get moved up to varsity. And now it's like, okay, like this is kind of the make it or break it year as a 10th grader. And I just remember a coach saying, he said, Paige, he said, now you do some good things. Like you're a good player. You're a good player. Okay, but you're not a great player.
Yeah.
So he was like challenging me, like
Yeah.
you need to make some plays, like you need to do better than what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, really? So like I remember going home, like looking myself in the mirror and like looking deep into my eyes and be like, you're a playmaker, like you can do it. Like and I something changed inside of me. It was like a weird, like surreal moment, but I could feel like the shift in my mind. Like I
Yeah.
taught myself I literally changed the way I thought about myself just by looking myself in the mirror. Like, whatever you done up to this point ain't good enough. Like, it's time to make plays. And that's really when the passion increased to just, you know, being on the team, just having fun to, okay, it's time to get serious and go all in.
Yeah, sounds like a very defining moment in your life too.
Yep. And it was just me and myself. Like
Yeah.
sometimes that's all you need. You don't need anybody else to tell you to get going. That was one of the times where it was kind of motivated by somebody, but ultimately you got to decide. Like
Mhm.
you got to convince yourself that you can do it.
Yeah,
But
it was the choice.
we all need a little push every now and then from others. So
Mhm.
I ain't ashamed of that. I know that everybody needs a team. We need people around us that
Yeah.
will push us to be better.
Yeah, it sounds like in everything that we've talked about, you have had different people in your life at different points in your life that have pushed you. Sounds like also a lot of men that also have helped you become who you are.
Mhm.
And then your
Most
first
definitely.
child is a male. Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's like the continuation of that and what you have been able to go through in your own life. Now you're able to put that also and give that to Sterling too. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that's pretty
So
awesome.
it's gonna take, and like my dad is a great man, but he can't do it on his own. Like it truly
Mhm.
takes a village.
It
Like it
does.
takes
It does.
many great men to be in front of your children to
Yeah.
mold them into great people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's so cool.
men and women.
So tell me about that 10th grade year. How did you go into it differently? What changed within you?
Really just my vision of where I wanted to go with the sport. That was the last year I played baseball and basketball.
Mhm.
So I cut those two sports out to focus all in on football. And the goal was to go play in college.
Yeah.
I mean, our high school was really good at the time, Prattville High School. So our we were striving for state championships. But my individual goal was to make it to college and play Division One football at a college,
Yeah.
which I was able to do. So that took a lot of hard work and a lot of time practicing the technique and all the things that it took, and a lot of time just visualizing, like seeing myself in the big stadiums playing against the top teams. Like I did that a lot before it ever even happened. So the power of visualization and
Mhm.
seeing things and speaking things into existence was something that I was doing before anybody really taught me how to do it. Like now I
Mhm.
have a great grasp on it, and it's sometimes difficult now because you got a lot of things going on. But back then I was doing it and I was really focused on it, and it paid off for me and took me a lot of places in life.
Yeah. That's so interesting. I have a similar story of visualizing something and speaking it to existence until it happened also. And nobody had ever taught me that either. And it was just something that I was like, I want this to happen. I will say this 20 times every day until I
Yeah.
actually get it. And it actually worked. And I remember being like, wow, like this actually works and really visualizing the life you want for yourself. How would you say how powerful was that for you to actually make that college football team?
It was a dream come true that was very, what's the right word here? When I first got to college, like I was questioning my life because
Yeah.
like I was like, do I really love this sport? Because it was
Mm,
so hard when we first got to South Alabama, where I played college. It was very, very difficult, like transitioning from. I mean, I was at a tough high school, like tough practices, hard training
mhm.
sessions, but it was a grind. Like during the summer,
Yeah.
classes, waking up early, just coaches going crazy, like no, like nothing I ever seen before.
Yeah.
So me and my roommate, we were like, do we really even love this anymore?
Yeah.
But we stuck with it, and I'm glad I did because I knew deep down that again I wasn't gonna quit. Like I was just feeling a little sorry for myself because it was so hard.
Yeah.
But we battled through that. But the visualizing, like I'm gonna go back to high school real quick. Like you kind of got to be a little weird. Like I was I was on the practice field by myself, like going through a play that was straight imagination. Like I was physically doing stuff on the
Wow.
field, but the person I was going against wasn't even there. It was just imagination. Like I
Mm.
imagined myself lining up against whoever, big time team,
Yeah.
going against that guy, making a play. Like that's weird. Like that's silly, but I mean it's a free rep against a person without nobody even being there.
Yeah.
Like all these people have excuses about such and such wouldn't come work out with me. That's why I didn't do it. Or if I only had this. Like you don't need anything really. Like the
Mhm.
mind is so powerful. You can just use it and it'll get a lot of the battle done for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. You have to be a little bit different to you have to think outside the box and be okay with doing things that may not look normal in order to visualize
Mm,
something that you really want. And like you said, I mean, if you want it bad enough, you'll do it. You'll do whatever
yeah,
it is to get whatever dream it is that you want. Um,
that's right.
but I I don't know about you, but ever since I kind of had that visualization and it worked for me, I was I was like, "Okay, I've gotta try this again." But I like you well, you did say it, like, I get so distracted because there's
I
so
know.
many other things going on, and you're like, "I know it
Mhm.
works, but how do I
Mhm.
continue this now?" Yeah.
We got a lot back in.
Yeah. It's tougher the older you get. It
We
really
don't
is,
want it bad enough.
and that's probably what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, that
That
was all you
passion.
had growing up.
It
Yeah.
really was. All you had was the things you
See, we
wanted
we
that
kind
day.
of we kind of made it a little bit now, so
Mhm.
you get a little complacent.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
That's why that's why I said it doesn't get easier.
Mm-mm. It
Like life, I
doesn't.
want to enjoy life to the fullest, but I can't sit here and say it gets easier.
No, it doesn't get easier at all. I was looking at this, video of I don't know who it was, somebody was on another podcast, and he was talking about how his life and he was talking about how, "Oh, nothing bad has ever happened to me in my life," and that's how the video started. But then he starts talking about like, "Yeah, my grandfather passed away of cancer, but I'm thankful for the life that I had with him. And he taught me this and this, like how perspective on everything
Mm,
changes stuff. But I think
yeah,
that also helps with visualization of like you said, like we've got to want it bad enough. You got to have that perspective. You've got to change that in order to get what you want.
yep. And sometimes you just gotta fabricate whatever it
Yep,
is you want. You gotta make it
it's
bigger
true.
than what it actually is. So
Yep,
it's
it is true.
I love the fact that God made us in His image to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can you imagine life where you
Yeah,
couldn't use your mind to create things? Like,
yeah.
you'd just be another animal. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we are so different and set apart that
We
we can
are.
do that, and
We are.
that's I think that's one of the things that makes us so much different than other things in the world. Like,
Mhm. It's so funny
so
when people ask that question, like, if you could have any superpower, what would it be? And I'm like, we really already have different powers within us. We really do. We have
come
things
on.
that we can do. And I always think about that. I'm like, we're able to do things like we have these superpowers within us if we would really tap into it. Like you said, we're
Yes,
very different creatures on this earth. Um,
no doubt.
there's more that we
no
can
doubt.
do. Yeah, it's so
Other than
interesting.
that one, what would be your superpower that you would choose?
Ooh, other than, like, visualization and making things happen, I think
Yeah.
I don't I don't know. I think I'd probably like to be invisible.
Oh,
That'd be
really?
interesting. Yeah, just go invisible and just I don't know if it's that one or just really just like time and quickly no, it'd probably be something with time. 'Cause time
Slow
is
time
always
down?
yeah, slow time down or go back in time to different memories in my life,
Yeah.
like yeah, they would probably have to do something with time for me as a superpower.
Nice.
What about you? What would yours be?
I've always wanted to fly,
Oh, that'd be cool.
just
That'd be cool.
out of nowhere, just start flying.
Go
Oh, man.
anywhere.
Yeah, you get that'd be I don't know, getting to places so much quicker, like,
I know. I know. Yeah, mine would have to
seeing
be something
things from
fun.
above.
Yeah,
There's something about the feeling too. I feel like the feeling of flying is just like a roller coaster almost.
yeah, you love that feeling.
Yeah.
So talking about visualization and talking about your passion for football, now being a football coach, um, like how did you get there? What was it that made you want to continue within this area of life?
I think starting off after football playing was done, I know me and I I think I have to have something competitive in my life.
Mm,
And I know you can be competitive in other professions, but to just stop playing football and be done with it completely, like that was a thought that I couldn't even imagine that.
yeah,
So at first I was unsure if it was what I really wanted to do, but I knew I loved the game and I know I wanted to keep it going some way, shape or form. But as soon as I did like my first practice as a coach, like I'm talking about like immediately,
yeah,
it's like something just was so natural and in me. Like DNA was just kicking in, like this is who you are, this is what you do. And it just clicked like immediately. Like I love this. And I was very hesitant going in, not sure. But as soon as I got out there on the field, like it just registered like in my mind, like, okay, this
yeah,
is what you're supposed to be doing. And then once I figured that out, then I took it to another level of like, okay, um, I know football, I know X's and O's, I know the scheme, I
mhm,
know the drills, I know how to coach this position. Okay, but people started, I read some books and people started talking into me, and I realized like it's more than that. Like it's more than about just playing the game and coaching the game to
mhm,
win. There's so many other things you can get out of this profession. Like the amount of influence and impact you can have on your players
yeah,
is unlimited. So once I realized that, I knew I had to not only be a great coach when it comes to football knowledge, but these are people's kids and their lives are in my hand, and it's a great
yeah, it's true.
responsibility. It's a blessing. So
It is.
all that just kind of I can go on and on about how you can use this platform to uh, influence these athletes in so many ways. So,
Yeah. Which ways would you say you've been able to influence, some of your players?
well, every athlete is um, he brings a different challenge.
Mhm.
Every football player brings something different about them, and you have you have a standard as a coach and as a program, but you also have to be able to tailor your approach to each athlete.
Mm.
Some need some need more. So I'll put it to you this way. This is how we label it. So you got milkshakes and medicine.
Mhm.
Okay, so if a player needs positive reinforcement, we call that milkshake. So some players need milkshakes. When they do something good, they need a milkshake. Like they need pats on the back.
Sweet. Yeah.
So other players, they may be doing okay or doing wrong and they need medicine.
Mm.
They have a sickness, they have an issue that you got to cure. So you got to give them medicine. So those little, and we tell our players this, like, they know, like, if you mess up, hey, you got medicine.
Yeah.
Be ready. Be ready. Seventh period.
Yeah.
So just the approach of each kid, and when you coach them hard and you love them hard at the same time, they respect you. And once you get that trust and that respect, you can mold them into whatever you want them to be. So,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
want to coach the whole athlete, the mental, physical, and spiritual well-being of
Mhm.
the athlete. So you got to hit that trinity when you're a coach. You leave one of those off, you're falling short. Uh, Obviously, if you leave like the physical side off, you're not gonna be very good.
Yeah.
If you leave the mental side off, then they're not gonna be as smart as they need to be. You leave the spiritual side off, they're not gonna have that purpose behind what they're doing, that passion. So you got to hit those kind of core things that they need as athletes to be better.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the ultimate goal, just make them better. And the reality is they'll make you better. Because
Mhm.
like I said, each kid is different.
Yep.
Some are going to be a challenge, so you're going to have to come up with new ways to reach them.
Yeah.
There is no cookie cutter way that reaches all of them. So it's a constant daily challenge. It's a new year. It's a new day. Every
Yeah.
team is different. So it stays fresh for me. Like I don't get burned out. I love it. Like every kid is different. Every team is different. So it's a new challenge every year.
Yeah. Do you think coaching will help you as a father as well?
100%.
Yeah. It
Yes.
sounds like
Yes.
it. In
Yeah.
what
I
ways?
think just if you can make somebody successful at whatever task,
Mhm.
they're gonna trust you and they're gonna kind of look to you
Yeah.
and lean on you. And I mean, what else do you need from people? People that if somebody makes
Yeah.
you better, you're gonna love that person. Like, thank you. Like, you made me better. And it may
Yeah.
not be what they want to hear, maybe what they need to hear. They may need some medicine,
Yep.
but it's I think it goes hand in hand. Parenting and coaching, like you're gonna coach your kid on you may be coaching them on how to do a math problem.
Yeah.
And how you deliver your message matters. Like
Yeah.
you
It's
could
true.
have good intentions, but you're coming across all aggressive without even realizing it, or
Yeah.
you getting impatient because they can't figure it out. Like they're gonna remember that, and that's gonna. If you're not careful, you can do more damage than good.
Yeah.
So how
Yeah.
you're doing the coaching or the parenting, whatever you want to call it, it matters. Like they remember more. I'm sure you've heard this, like with teachers and people like that, like or just the people in general. Like you may not remember what they said to you, but you remember how they treated you.
Yep. It's true.
So
Yeah. I love that. Also, um, how have your players made you be a better person? Like, have they helped you kind of see areas in yourself that you're like, "Oh, I wanna be better in that area. I wanna be able to be better because then I can help them be better for themselves."
Um, they probably do it without like intentionally doing it. They like
Mhm.
they'll they well kids are smart, like they know when you're not really telling the truth.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to me it's like you better be good on the front end of things because if you're not prepared and you walk into a meeting with the players and you're like winging it, like they know.
Mhm.
So like being on your A game, being prepared, having your
Yeah.
message, your notes, your whatever that you're trying to get accomplished for that day, having that prepared already is a key when it's dealing with the kids, like using the time effectively. Because
Yeah.
if you don't, they will tune you out or they'll jank you or whatever.
Yep.
Like
Yeah. They'll
they're
call
pretty,
you
they're
out.
pretty, yeah. They can be ruthless if you ain't ready.
Yeah. They can.
So
They
they
can.
definitely, they definitely make me work hard to be prepared, and they'll just they're kids, so they just challenge like your boundaries. Like how
Mhm.
far can I push coach today? How
Yep.
many things can I get away with before he says something to me?
Yeah.
So you're like, I don't really want to get on to you, but I got to.
Yeah. Yeah, they make you stay on
Like,
top of it for sure.
yeah. So they make you practice what you preach for sure.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good one.
Mhm.
Well, I love to end every episode with something that listeners can take with them from everything that we've talked about today. And I think one big thing is we've talked about it's just first off, I've just heard throughout your whole story, you have a lot of people that at different times in your life, like have just said different things that helped you keep moving forward. Um, what would you say to somebody that is maybe at a moment that you were at ninth grade year and you're starting football for the first time, or you're trying to figure out this is your passion or not, and you're kind of in a halt state? Like, what advice would you give someone that may be in that same position as you? Yeah. What encouragement should I say?
Um, I think, and a lot of people say this, but like kids need to have a sense of value
Mm,
that they're bringing. You gotta create value for them.
yeah.
You gotta like explain to them like this is how you're valuable. But because if not, then they'll compare themselves to whoever. Like they may not be the best player, but they're trying to compare themselves to the superstar. Like
Yeah, it's
you're
true.
never gonna be that, but here's what you can be, and without you, we're not as good.
Mm,
So like with that being said, like find your purpose, find your role, like actively seek out what is my role in this organization or this team and how do I add value? And knowing that my journey is is different but just as significant as other people's journey.
mhm.
And like I got this from Uncle Kurt. We were always on this when we were coaching together. Like we would always say, it's already written.
Mhm.
And like these kids, they worry so much. Just people in general worry so much about things that are out of their control. But in reality, like your story is already written. You just gotta enjoy it and make the most out of it. Whatever it is you're meant to be, like it's right there
Yeah.
for you to go do it. You just gotta you just gotta just believe in it like that it's significant.
Yeah. That's so true. Yeah.
So yeah.
I love that. You're valued. Yeah. Wherever you are in your life. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
I
good.
mean, as a leader it's tough to make people feel like that.
Yeah.
Like not all leaders make people feel valuable,
Mhm.
and there's a crisis probably in leadership today. There's a lack of leadership in that area, like
Mhm.
making people feel like they add value to the organization, the program, the team,
Yeah.
and that just makes people feel like they don't belong.
Yeah. Especially when you feel like you're working so hard and you're like, "Do they see me? Do they see how hard I'm working over here?" And then you hear
Mhm.
that just I mean, even just saying it one time, like, "You're valued," like, "I see you. I see the hard work you're doing," like, ooh, that boosts a lot.
Yeah,
It helps you as an individual wanna keep going and to be better. Yeah.
that's that
Yeah, so I love
milkshake.
that.
That's that
That's the
kid. That's that
milkshake.
kid that needs that milkshake. And
Yep.
if you like old school, quote unquote, old school coaching was never pat the player on the back. Like never
Mm.
tell them that they did anything good. Like,
Yeah.
but that ain't right. Like if
Yeah.
the person needs that affirmation or that boost, then it's your job as the coach to give the milkshake. Like
Yeah.
that's just part of being aware and emotionally intelligent to be able to pick that up
Yeah.
and just have that discernment.
Awesome. I love that. Thank you so much for being on my podcast, Alex. I've
Yeah, it
enjoyed
was
you.
great. You're doing a
Yeah.
great job. Your podcast is
Oh, thank
awesome.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
I've listened to just about every episode.
Oh, good. Good.
Yep. So keep it up.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.